guys, TinaGale here, and it is time for week 3 update for the LOAD challenge. So this is layout a day with the Scrap Happy membership and Alice Bowl. I've done 2 other videos. I've done a few process videos, not very many, because I am just really concentrating on keeping up with layout a day. I never thought I would be able to do it, but I have. This is week 3 and I have them all done. So this is actually 22 layouts that I have done this month, and so we have one more week to go, and I have been prepping this morning for the next week, so that's kind of how I've been keeping up, is just prepping on the weekends for the week to come and just taking it a day at a time. And so far it has worked and I've been very successful. So I've had a lot of questions about what I'm doing, and I did share a lot of the process and some of the tips, but I am planning on doing a video and showing a little bit of how I prepped my kits, my thinking, and what I have done to be successful. So it's going to be different for everyone, but these are just going to be things that I did, and maybe it will help someone else. So this is all 3 weeks, and I am going to pull out, if I can figure out, let's see. So this is for this last week's. So we're going to go through and I'm going to show you all of those layouts. Let's set those aside. And I even accomplished some double page layouts. So this layout here is one that I actually had the photos pulled previously. This is, well, I guess I did, I don't know. This was my very first album that I ever completed, and it was a Disneyland trip. So this is where I really got hooked on scrapbooking. So when you look back at this album, it was done in 2002. So I have come a long way since then. So this, I don't know why, but these particular photos gave me problems. And it's because they're not that great. They're random and all of that. But they told stories that I wanted to put into that Disneyland album. And so they just kept getting pushed aside. And I'd had them pulled out, I think last year, going, I need to finish that album. I need to finish these pages. So I got to thinking about it and I thought, well, I'm doing so well, I'm going to try. So this layout's really not my typical layout, and it's kind of a mesh between the very simple of what's in that album to adding just a little bit more. So I did use new product, but I also pulled in a lot of old products. So if you're trying to mesh layouts in an album like that, then here are some tips that I did. I went through the album and I made notes of things that were in there. So I had used a lot of these old Disney stickers, which you can see these are even curled up. Normally I wouldn't use them, but they're in that album, and it was one way to pull it into what had already been done. I also used these really old alphabet metal brads. They are in that album a few different times, and so I thought, well, I still have them, and they're not like too awfully bad. They're not something that I wouldn't use. So I'd written a note about that to put those in. One thing that I did that I wished I hadn't done was I pop dotted that camera there, because that's something that I do. I like layers and all of that. But there is nothing in that album that is pop dotted up. It's all very flat, just paper and stickers. So I kind of wish, but I know once it goes in the album it won't show. So I did kind of base this off a sketch originally, which I mean, don't need much of a sketch, but just a piece of paper across the top and then just some borders. And then I just wallpapered the photos all together. So I cut these down a little bit so that they were just on the important part in the photo, and just made it a block design. And I put some paper on each end just to pull it in, and then just piled it up with word stickers, because this is so long ago. Most of the journaling, thankfully, I had done. This was the best prepping I've ever done on an album, and I wished I would do it because it just makes it so much easier. But there's not a whole lot that's going to be said, and I'll probably just write a few little notes right here. But I did not do that because I need to go back to that album and see what was written and what wasn't. So there you got a little double. You got my layout a day, and you got a little bit of tips on how to do a layout that will match old layouts. This layout I adore. This is Valentine's Day this year, and I actually believe I did a process video on this, so you'll be able to see it, but it's one of the new collections, and it just tells the little story of Valentine's Day this year for my daughter and my puppy. So again, love that. Okay, so this is another double page layout that I did. Nothing to really write home about. It's very simple, it's very plain. I just had all of these photos of the Christmas tree this last Christmas at Silver Dollar City that I wanted to include, so I just did, you know, a strip of them and then pieced paper around it and added little scenes of embellishments with the stickers. So there is nothing but paper and stickers on this sheet. Very, very simple, but I have lots of layouts for this trip, and I really just needed to get a layout done. So that was my day 3. And then this again is from this same Silver Dollar City trip. So I had taken pictures of some of the window displays and the Santa Clauses and things that are just so cute. So again, this is a really simple layout because it's just a block of photos. This is one of the ephemera pieces, so I just kind of used it a little bit as my title. Border sticker there. I cut up a little journal card here just to write a few little notes, and then a couple of stickers and a paper clip. So again, very simple, but it's cute. I really like it. I love the pop of red and the snow over here. Then the next day I did more photos from that trip, so I was trying to get this trip all done. So I loved that red paper so much, I used it at the top. Again, just did a grid of photos. I had this one little photo down here, so we love going to watch the Christmas Carol there, so I had to get it in. And then there was this snow globe sticker, which I thought was really cute because of the story. There's a snow globe in it. Decided to use a pretty busy paper down here. It could have went either way, but to me it really mimicked the sign that's up here, and it just gave a little bit of embellishment without having to spend a lot of time embellishing. So again, pretty simple page, but cute, I think. Then I moved on to our snow day from this year. We usually only get one, and so this is looking out the front of my house, and I just printed the photos a little bit smaller. They're about a 3x4 with a border, overlapped them a little bit, and just again, just background the paper with different patterns, and then just added my little clusters of embellishments. So again, these are really quick layouts. There's not a lot of thinking to them. I'm not going to my products for, you know, sewing, wood veneer, and all of that. I mean, if it's up here, it'll go on. But this week, I really didn't even pull into the embellishments. If you watch my other ones that I have, you know, my little box of embellishments over here, I really didn't go to them. These were all brand new collections from the scrap room. And so I had everything with the stickers and the paper, and I tried to just stick with it. So that was one way that I could do really quick layouts. Most of these are 30 minutes to an hour layout because I had the photos picked out and I had the paper, have it all in a bag, just pulled it out and went with it. So this is another page of the same snow day. So this is actually my kids' house and looking outside their house because they live about 20-25 minutes away from me. So I don't think they got quite as much at their house. In town they did, but not as much. So I thought it was fun to document both of our homes and a little bit, and then I just talked about them always wanting a snow day, and they finally got one, and they did not stay home. They went running around in it. So again, just added some of the tags, ephemera pieces, and sticker sheets. Stayed within that collection, didn't go outside of it. Just used what I had within my scrap room kit. But super cute. Love that collection. Okay, so this is day 22. This one is a little bit more involved. It took a little longer. It still was not that long of a layout. But this is a weekend, so this was yesterday's prompt on Saturday. So on Saturday or Sunday, I like to play just a little bit more if I can. And so I actually machine stitched on this in several places. I got a new doily punch, and so I played with it and put it up here. I I did go to my stash and find just a few little wood veneer. So I had this little house and these little hearts, and the colors matched in really well. Went to some word label stickers and just added it in. But this again was just a new collection. It was photo play paper. And I want to say it's called Welcome Home, or We Are Family, I think. Maybe We Are Family. So I stayed within that collection, but then just added just a few things in. And this time I actually went to my alphabet stickers and did a title, so I hadn't done that, I don't think, at all this week. I had let stickers and stuff, yeah, other than the first one, the double page layout of the monorail. So other than this layout in the first one, I just did the titles from stickers on the sticker sheet. So this time I played just a little bit more with the title. And I did just a little bit of the prompt pretty loosely that was given for today. But again, this was just a fun layout. And I used inspiration from Susan Stringfellow. So this is pretty much a mimic of a layout that I found of hers with the torn paper. It's pretty much like that. So that was my inspiration. And I'll be sharing more about how I have inspiration saved to keep with really fast layouts. So that is it. That's a week's worth of photos. So that's week number 3. And I am anxious to get into this final stretch, this final 4th week, and I believe I'm going to make it. I would have never thought, but I think I'm going to make it. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the process, be sure to leave those down below, and I'll try to get them into that video, because I'm going to try to film it today before I use up the last of my kits. So while I'm pulling kits today for this coming week, I'm just going to be sharing with it. So hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you soon with another recap of week 4 load 220. Thanks for watching. Bye.